Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Joffrey Noodle Legs here today. Today I've got a little rehousing for you. Today we're rehousing my Israeli Gold Scorpion. Now I received this from Leah of Unusual Pets and Terry from the Sea Show, and it's in here. I've not seen it yet. It's in this tub. And I'm not sure what size enclosure to put it in just as yet. So what I'm going to actually do, I think, is get the Scorpion out. I'll pop him in this for the moment, while I'll have a little look at the actual Scorpion and its size, so I can then judge. What enclosure to pop it into. So I think that's going to be the best way forward. So she said it's quite a feisty little thing. So what we're going to do is mind our hands, right? When you're dealing with stuff, mind your hands. So let me get my little equipment here, and what I'll do, I'll leave it in here for a few minutes while I set up its home. So what we're going to do first of all is loosen the lid. Okay, I'm going to remove the lid. I'm going to remove the top layer of tissue, and I can see her. She's right down in there, alive and well. As she's still in the pot, I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'll know what size enclosure to use. So put the lid back on, guys. Keep her safe in there. This is a female. Beautiful little thing. What we'll do, we're going to put her up here out of the way. And let me zoom this camera out a little bit. There we go. So what we can do now is start getting a little setup. So I did have two, I have got two enclosures I had in mind, either this one or that one. And I think, looking at the size, I think that is going to be perfect. So we're going to set this one up. Okay, so let's do that now then, shall we? Right, so I think I've got most things ready, but you know exactly what I'm like, guys. I'm bound to miss something off, but there we go. So these do like a dry environment, but they also believe they don't like a little bit of a burrow. So I'm going to be using play sand, but I'm not going to be putting play sand in its own. I'm going to be mixing it. I'm going to be mixing it with Eco Earth, because that will help the sand become easier to use for burrowing. So what I'm going to do is, let me get down on my knees, guys, because I'm too high up at the moment. I'm going to put some sand in. Every two lots of sand I'm putting one bit of Eco Earth. So I'm going to put some sand in there. Now I'm going to open my packet of Eco Earth, and I'm going to put in one small enclosure of Eco Earth. It just helps the I believe in the burrowing for the spider, not the spider, the Scorpion. Oh dear, what am I like? So I'm just getting right into the bag, guys. This Eco Earth is actually quite dry, so it's what we want really. So what I'm going to do first of all is mix all that in, guys. Just let me move my Eco Earth, because I do not want that spilling all on my carpet and my floor. There's a little bit's gone on the lid of this, so I'll put that in there. So like you're cooking, let's mix all that in. Give it a good mix around, so it's got a good mixture of Eco Earth and sand. So because the sand is cold at the moment, because where it's been in the corner of the room, it's not wet, it just feels cold. So I'm going to let that come to a bit of room temperature while I'm playing about with it. That's doing all right. Don't need a lot more. Just a bit more sand in there, and I'm still mixing all this in together. So this will be a nice substrate for the baby. So we're going to sort of squidge that down now as much as I can. Now I've mixed that all in. So I've given a good few layers there. I mean, good few. See now, look, if you're going to burrow, I don't know if you can see my finger there. See, let me, hang on, that needs a bit more mixing, doesn't it? Okay, so we mix that in a bit more. There we go. So if you're going to burrow, look, see, it sort of holds because of the eco earth. It holds the sand. Unlikely to get any what you would call it in it, mold is the word I'm looking for, just because it's like, it's, you know, because of all the sand, it's going to take out any moisture that's sort of like in here. So there we go. There's a good mix in there now. So like I said, what I'm going to do is flatten it down as much as I possibly can. I don't think the Scorpion is going to get any bigger than what it is. If it does, it can be moved to another enclosure. Or again, if I put it in here and I think, no, this enclosure is too small, I will move it over. But I think that's quite a good size, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to flatten that right down. Right, I'm going to give it a hide. And the hide I'm using is just a piece of cork bark. So I'll give it a hide there. It can do what it wants if it wants to hide in there. I'm going to give it a water bowl. Now, scorpions, guys, unlike tarantulas, I believe scorpions can drown in water. So I'm using the milk bottle top simply because it's shallow, you know, and if it's shallow, you've got less chance of it drowning, as you can see. Water bowl. Right, let's do a few more things in here. What else have I got? Bit of cork bark, let's have a look. Got a nice little bit of cork bark here. Could pop that down the side. That's just going to give the scorpion something to climb. I'm also going to put in some moss. You're thinking what? But this is dry moss, guys. Putting in just a bit of dry moss. I have no intentions of wetting it. It's just a simple little texture for my baby to have something different to walk on. That's all. Just give it something to walk upon that's a bit of a different texture. And hide under if it wants to. And I've also got some pebbles. So I'm going to pop some pebbles in there, guys. Some different colour pebbles. I might have a little rockery area. First of all, we're going to put some rockery area around here. These are quite cool. These are different colours. These are reptile. Got these from like a reptile place, so they're used in reptile places. So should be absolutely safe and fine for my scorpion. Again, what it's doing is just giving that little scorpion another little texture to walk on. Something a bit different. It's got plenty of space if it wants to burrow. You can burrow down there. There we go. I might scatter just to see if I can find a few sort of little ones. And just pop a few sort of random sort of places, really. Just so there's, again, something different for it to walk upon. So that is pretty much the setup. So if I take you over, you can have a little look from above. There. So we've got like a little, I'm going to put a few more little rocks in there, I think, in that rockery. Let's put a few more, just to make that a bit more exciting for the little baby. So it's got a rockery there, and it's got its hide. It's got some moss and some bark to climb if it wants to climb that, and it's got a water bowl. There's not a lot else that your Scorpion will need, really. Like I said, although it likes a dry environment, I'm still going to be offering the baby some water. Scorpions cannot climb the plastic, so that should be absolutely fine. Now, I've given it a nice depth of substrate for it to burrow, and if it wants to, it can go in the hide and it can burrow in there. So what we've got to do now is just move the baby over. So let's do that now then, shall we? So I've tried to put the camera at a half decent sort of angle. What I'm going to try and do is get the baby to hopefully put them on the rockery bit, so it won't just disappear straight in the hide. So if I try and put it so it's there, you might get to see the baby a bit. So what we need to do now is then put the baby in. So first of all, I'm going to do loosen the top as always. Loosen the top jockey. You might not see anything straight away, guys, because obviously I've got this face around the opposite way. But what I'm going to try and do is encourage the little baby to come out. Come on, baby, I can see you. Come on, my sweetheart. And there we go. Doesn't want to leave its safety of its little thing there, and it is. It's out and it's there. So let's zoom in. It's just there. There he is, having a little walk around already. This beautiful new home. Absolutely beautiful. Again, thanks to Leah and Terry of Unusual Pets for picking this up for me at the Invert show. Absolutely dead chuffed. As you can see, it's got a beautiful little home. It's going to be well cared for by me, and we're looking after it very nicely. Give it all the love and everything it needs. Absolutely beautiful. They are venomous, but their venom is not known to be medically significant. They do have a sort of feisty temperament, but like I said to you, scorpions do. So that's nothing new. They like a dry environment, so give it a nice arid. This is play sand mixed with eco earth, but I also do offer water to the baby, who is now hiding within the moss. I told you it would do. Absolutely beautiful thing. Stunning. Look at those massive claws. Absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'd like to thank Leah and Terry for picking this up for me. I'd like to thank her and shout out a few YouTubers out there. Amazing channels: Mark the Spider Guy, Spider Mum 1978, Scott's Inverts, RS Designs, Unseen Universe, Incredible Inverts and Other Animals, Tea in the Deep Blue Sea. Just watching the baby. Moon Over Miami, Dave's Little Beasties, Tom's Arachnids. Absolutely amazing channels, all of them. Really, really cool. And thank you so much, guys, for everyone that subscribed to my channel. I am up to about 420 now, which is unbelievable. This stupid old man, people come and watch my channel. It's kind of crazy. Let's try and put this camera down. I'm standing there holding it. There we go. Yeah, so thank you so much for picking this up for me. Absolutely dead chuffed to have another scorpion in my collection. I do have an Asian forest scorpion, and I do have obviously my Talus whip scorpion, which is not a true scorpion, so it's nice to have another true scorpion in the collection. It's got I think this home is a perfect size for it, to be honest. I don't think they get much bigger than this. It will molt out a couple of times, I think. Just found this little cork bark, look, bless his heart. But yeah, absolutely made up. They're rehousing it really well. As for being feisty, yeah, she was a sweetheart. Turned round to the little paintbrush a couple of times, tried to grab a couple of hairs on the paintbrush, but that's it. There we go, look, she's going to find the hide now. When she does, that's where we'll leave the video, when she's all settling in. So there we go, guys. Thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a like and subscribe and a share. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.